It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's Schools where we test science IQs. Test your own. Play along with us today. Let's meet today's players. First, from Accokeek Academy, would you say hello to Spencer Privat, Bailey Murray, and Aaliyah Beckles? And from Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School, here they are, Joseph Baylor, Michael Stroud, and Joshua Webb. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and 25. The toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds today, we will have a winner who could go on to compete as one of the 4 semifinalists in this year's middle school competition in this our 31st year of competition. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go first to the red team. Bailey, would you try that buzzer? Boy, it's a group push over there. Bailey and Aaliyah and Spencer, good luck to you today. And it's a group push over there at the green one. Mike, give it a push. Looking and sounding good. Good luck to you, to Mike, to Joshua, and to Joseph. All right, let's have a good game. Alphabetically determines who goes first. A before M, so Bailey, let's play the bowl.
Can we have Zoo Parade for 15?
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, the whale shark is the world's biggest fish, and it eats krill and crustaceans and other microorganisms that collectively are known as these. Collectively, they are known as what? The green team has rung in. Mike?
They're like...
What you got?
Like...
Accokeek, krill, crustaceans, and the other microorganisms that make up the diet of the whale shark, the world's biggest fish, collectively they are known as these.
Shellfish?
No, you don't watch SpongeBob. Plankton. Okay, try again, please. Red.
Science Potpourri for 15?
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, this year, if you get the quadrivalent flu vaccine, you are protecting yourself against how many strains? King.
4.
4 is right. Quad was the prefix. Go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
For 15 points, and let's get physical. Teams, chameleons can change the color of their skin very easily because in their skin they have crystals made up of these triangular pieces. Martin Luther King.
Prisms?
Prisms, yeah, that break up white light into all the colors of the rainbow. Well done. King.
Green things for 15.
15 points in green things. Teams, there's a plant in Japan, a real oddity. It has flowers that never bloom, and it takes all of the nutrients it needs from a fungus, so it does not have to undergo this, Martin Luther King.
Photosynthesis.
It does not photosynthesize at all. Thanks, Joe. You were right on top of that one. Go.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline Science, 15 points. Teams, this famous American inventor famously said, I do not want to invent anything that is not economically rewarding. So he figured a light bulb was a good bet. Martin Luther King.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah, Edison. He was a businessman as well as a great inventor and scientist. All right, King, you're off to a fast start. Bailey, Aaliyah, and Spencer, get a faster on that buzzer, all right? Michael, please.
Systems for 15.
First again.
Systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, it's kind of a spelling question. You know, cologne makes you smell pretty, and it's spelled C-O-L-O-G-N-E. But some people spell it C-O-L-O-N, which is another name. Michael?
Or colon?
Another name.
Pancreas?
Not pancreas.
No.
Accokeek, the colon, spelled C-O-L-O-N, is actually an organ, another name for what?
Prostate?
The large intestine. The large intestine is synonymous with colon. All right, good try there. You flunked spelling. Sorry, guys. Go green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, asteroids are made up entirely of rock. But these heavenly bodies have rock, but also frozen ice. Martin Luther King.
Comet.
Comets, yeah, and that melts as it goes by the sun and leaves that trail behind, that famous tail on the comet. Okay, go, King.
Science potpourri for 20.
For 20 points. Teams, a multiple choice question. Teams, statements like, girls are no good at math, or athletes are bad students, are examples of daguerreotypes. Martin Luther King.
Stereotypes.
Stereotypes, absolutely right. You didn't need my other choice, was daguerreotype, which was really kind of far out there. All right, go again, green.
Super 8 for 20.
Super 8, 20 points. All right, you can give me a number of different answers. Put on your thinking caps here. Dirty birds is something you don't often hear because birds cannot afford to be dirty, which is why they're always taking baths and preening and cleaning themselves. Give me one consequence to a bird if it is dirty. All right.
It's too heavy to flap its wings and fly.
What do you think, judges?
Can't fly.
Okay, we'll give that to you. Also, you know, it makes it kind of stinky, so it repels potential mates. It attracts predators, and it kind of invites parasites and bugs to attack too. So the moral is take a bath if you're a bird. Okay, green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, we know that Silk is a company that makes milk-like beverages. And they have a new campaign that says, drink plants.
For almond milk?
Almond milk. Almond or cashew or soy or coconut. They use them all. That's the way to do it, Bailey. Good, go.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger was recently sidelined with a torn meniscus. A meniscus is what kind of gristly tissue in the knee, King?
A ligament?
Not a ligament. Good try. What kind of gristly tissue in the knee is described by a meniscus? What do you think?
Muscle?
Cartilage. Cartilage in the knee. Okay, try again. Red. Bailey?
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, this disease, this scourge, once nicknamed the speckled monster, has been wiped. Martin Luther King.
Smallpox.
Smallpox, wiped off the face of the earth. Indeed. All right. Buzzer is rung. Quick first half. We've used up all the 15 and 20-point questions. Still a lot of points to give away. Our score as we go to the first break. Martin Luther King 190, Accokeek 70. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't you go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here. We're all doing a little dance here to the Science Bowl music. We've got a good game going here. And if you're saying, boy, I've seen those kids before, you're absolutely right. 5 of our 6 players have been here before, and we're just so happy to have them back. Let's introduce them to you now. Let's go first to Accokeek. And Bailey, tell us about Accokeek Academy. Who's your principal?
We have Dr. Adams.
Dr. Adams. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Evanson.
She is here, and I know she has been bringing us great teams. And Paula, thank you for all the work you've done in getting these students ready and for being part of our game. And do you have any alternates on your team?
Yes, we do. Collie.
Collie, and Collie will be out. He will be out in just a few moments. Right. Tell me something about Accokeek that you'd like to brag about. What's something really cool about your school?
We have an amazing band program.
Wow, a band program. So a musical?
Yes.
Okay, so who's in the band over there by show of hands? All right. Bailey, and you are a one-person band because you play 3 instruments, don't you?
Yes.
What do you play?
Tuba, violin, and guitar.
That's wonderful. So do you come from a musical family?
My dad was the lead singer of a band for a while back in the day.
I would say there's something.
And my mother played clarinet.
So you got some good musical genes there. Yeah. What do you want to do professionally someday?
Aerospace engineering.
Wow. Okay, so you're not going to stick with music. Of course, maybe you put a little band together somewhere. Why'd you want to be on our show?
I heard a lot about it from teachers and students that have been.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. We hope you have a good time. You're welcome. Aaliyah, nice to have you back. Tell us the Aaliyah story. You were telling me about oncology. You want to specialize in oncology. And, and we were talking about how terrible cancer is. It seems to affect every family here. What first got you interested in that?
In elementary school, I participated in the St. Jude's fundraiser, and I really liked it because I wanted to help children who had cancer that were around my age at the time. So I wanted to do something better than raising money. I actually wanted to find a cure for cancer.
Wow, that's just wonderful. We're all looking for that cure because it seems to be so elusive, and thank you for joining those ranks. I'm sure your parents or teachers are very proud of you. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I listen to music, I watch anime, I learn new languages.
You speak Japanese, right? Are you learning Japanese?
I'm learning Japanese and Korean.
Well, you've really challenged yourself, Aaliyah, and that's the way to live your life, and see what you're made of. You're obviously a good player here. Spencer, nice to have you here. Young man who is into music, right?
Yeah.
What would you like to do professionally someday?
I honestly have no idea, but I think I want to do music production, dubstep, rock, alternative, emo.
You've got some specific things on mind, and when adults ask someone in the 6th grade what you want to do when you grow up, that's a tall order because you've got so much of your life ahead and so many things might change. What do you do in your spare time?
I watch anime, I listen to Black Veil Brides. They're a really good emo rock band I like.
Yeah.
I draw a lot.
Cool.
It's mostly kind of weird, but I like it.
Listen, whatever you like to do, and if you're creative, that's a good thing. Spencer, nice to have you back with us today. And Martin Luther King, nice to see you guys back. Some of you have been here many times. You're part of the family. Tell us about King. Over there in Beltsville, who's your principal, Mike?
Miss Wilterson.
Yes, and she has been there for many, many years, and she's a big supporter of you and the Science Bowl. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Butler.
Miss Butler and Elizabeth, thank you for all you have done over the years, too. Every year you send us just great teams, and we appreciate your support of Science Bowl. Something great about King?
It would just, I guess, have to be all the opportunities they give to students to succeed. I mean, whatever you like, whether it be playing an instrument, we have an awesome band program with an awesome director. If you want to get creative, we have our Destination Imagination team. If you're into athletics, we've got basketball, soccer, and baseball. We're playing in the championship tomorrow.
Wow.
And
who are you playing?
Oh, we're going to play Gwen Park.
Wonderful. All right. Actually, the Gwen Park team is here today playing on Science Bowl, too, so you're going to have some more interscholastic competition. Thank you, Mike. Any alternates on your team?
We have Rahel and Kevin.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out in just a few moments. And I know you were telling me before you play all the sports that are available over there in addition to golf, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I know.
And if you had to pick a favorite sport?
Baseball.
Baseball. Do you play on an organized team?
Mm-hmm.
What team?
I play it's on the Laurel Bolts.
Very good. And what position you play?
I catch. I play middle infield, like shortstop, third base, and I can pitch.
Wonderful. Good to have you back here today. And someday you're aiming to do?
It'd be great if I could become a professional baseball player. It'd be awesome. But if that doesn't work out, I'd love to go into aerospace engineering, maybe electrical engineering.
Always good to have plans B and C, but keep that dream of being a professional baseball player. Joshua, nice to have you back here. Tell us the Joshua story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I play video games, I read books, and I do stuff like that. Sometimes I draw, but mainly I do.
Sound like a regular guy to me. You're doing all the right kid stuff there. What do you think you want to do someday?
I want to be a programmer.
Yeah, and you told me too you're aiming to get straight A's. Have you done that yet?
Yes.
I am not surprised at that. I know you're a great student, and I can see a lot of straight A years ahead as you go on to high school as well. Good to have you back, Josh. And Joseph, good to have you here. You're a 6th grader, yeah?
Yep.
And why'd you want to be on this show?
Well, I was on Science Bowl last year, and I thought it was a lot of fun because I got to meet new people, and I got to, get on this game show, which I really think is really fun.
Yeah. Well, we think it's fun too, and you guys make it fun for us because you're engaged as much as you are. What do you want to do someday, Joe?
I want to be an experimental physicist.
Wow, okay. And physics, I think after the success of the Big Bang Theory, has really brought that science to the fore here. And and Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is an astrophysicist. So you're going to join some rarefied ranks there, Joe. Nice to have you back. Let's get back to our game. 190-70. Last correct answer came from the green team. Lots of points to give away. Michael, start us out.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, things that like Mylar and shopping bags and containers are all made of polyethylene, which we describe with what simple term, King?
Plastic.
Plastic. Yeah, those are all different kinds of plastics. Green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, when entomologists speak of something that spreads a pathogen from one organism to another, they are using the same term as the bad guy in Despicable Me. Accokeek. What you got? Red team? What do we have?
Gru.
Not Gru, no, Martin Luther King. Entomologists speak the spreading of a pathogen from one organism to another. Same name as Despicable Me's bad guy.
Vector.
Vector, that's it. Thank you, Joe. You knew it. Go, green.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. The big one in that category, tough question. Team's cornstarch, which we know is used to thicken gravies, is obtained from this E-initialed part of the corn kernel. The E-initialed part of the corn kernel.
Pass it on to Leah.
Endosperm?
Yes, ma'am. Nicely done. 25 points. That's the source. That's the stored food. Well done. Go, red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, if you are suffering from pectus excavatus, are you suffering from a burst appendix, a dislocated shoulder? Yes, sir.
A dislocated shoulder.
Not a dislocated shoulder. Pectus excavatum, burst appendix, dislocated shoulder, or sunken chest?
Sunken chest.
Yes, ma'am. Pectus, as in pectoralis, the muscle in the front there, you put the 2 and 2 together. Got yourself another 25.
Dateline science for 25. Dateline science for 25.
Dateline science for 25 is a visual question. All look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Teams, this local scientist who was involved in the development of the atomic bomb has a school in Prince George's County named for him. Is he Doswell Brooks, Ernest Just, or Samuel Mass?
Ernest Just.
Not Ernest Just. Is that Doswell Brooks, Ernest Just, or Samuel Massey, the atomic bomb scientist, one of the first chemists ever to teach, for African-American chemists ever to teach at the Naval Academy?
Samuel Massey.
It is Samuel Massey, absolutely right. Down there in Suitland. School is right across the street from Andrew Jackson Academy. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, the Kuiper belt in our solar system is this area beyond this last planet, King. Neptune. Yes, good. Green.
Let's go science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you burn yourself, ouch, don't put butter on, don't put milk on. Put on this anti-inflammatory Bailey.
Hydrogen peroxide?
Not hydrogen peroxide, Martin Luther King. You wouldn't put on butter, you wouldn't put on milk, you would use this anti-inflammatory, antibacterial that is produced by bees.
Honey?
Honey, that's it. Yes, good. Green.
Zuparade for 25.
Zuparade for 25, big one in that category. Teams, sometimes it's because of problems with embryological development. Maybe it's a genetic mutation, but some animals are born with polycephaly, meaning they have what? Polycephaly. They have what?
His head. No head?
Not no head, Martin Luther King. Polycephaly. If animals are born with that due to embryological problems or genetic mutations, they're born with what?
Tumors?
More than one head. Polycephaly. Yeah, not no head, but too many heads, like a two-headed boa constrictor or a two-headed chicken. Go green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you get uncontrollable spasms in your diaphragm, you get this embarrassing
Hiccups.
Hiccups, yeah. How do we stop it? Okay, green.
Zuparade for 10.
Zuparade for 10 points. Teams, it's probably not surprising that their blood they have blood thinner in their saliva. These animals have blood thinner in their saliva.
Mosquitoes?
Judges. We will accept that. We will accept that. We were also going for vampire bats, but mosquitoes also qualifies. Go.
Sorry.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. In the foreground there and in the background are 2 redwood trees. And you can see that that redwood tree in the foreground is lacking pigmentation, so it, like all white alligators or all white giraffes, are known as these.
Albino?
Albinos, yeah, that's an albino redwood. Thank you, Aaliyah. Go. Bailey.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams. Mary Todd Lincoln, the wife of President Lincoln, suffered from dementia and memory loss because she lacked one of these lettered vitamins, of which there are... Yes, sir?
B.
B, yes. She suffered from lack of vitamin B12, including niacin and thiamine, and the 8 in that B group.
Let's get physical for 5.
Physical for 5 points. Teams, in the movie The Wizard of Oz, a paraphrase of its most famous song could be A Place Beyond the Iris.
Over the Rainbow? Over the Rainbow?
Give me the whole thing. What's the name of the song? Accokeek. Somewhere over the rainbow. Go green. Michael?
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5 points. Team scientists now think that 115 years is probably the uppermost limit of human what? Michael?
Lifespan?
Lifespan. That's it. Good. Where?
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, even though this is not a green thing, it's usually considered as a form of a green thing. It is an elf fungus. Michael?
Moss?
Not moss. This non-green thing, described by Emily Dickinson as an elf fungus, comes in button, portobello, and chanterelle varieties. Mushrooms, that's it. All right. Bailey?
Zuparate for 5.
Zuparate for 5 points. Teams, probably because the people who tend these animals and the animals themselves eat psychedelic mushrooms up near the North Pole, gave rise to the idea that these animals could fly with Santa.
Reindeer?
Reindeer, yeah, especially Rudolph. 2 done, 2 left. Where?
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, this is odd. The Ford Motor Company is trying to replace petrochemicals in making car parts, so it is joined with Heinz Food
to use ketchup or oil or...
What do they make ketchup from?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, that's right. All right. Last question of the game, body systems for 5 points. Back in 1944, I guess a lot of kids were thinking about, boy, it'd be nice if I had incisors, because the most popular song was All I Want for Christmas. Mike?
Is different, well, teeth? Different teeth?
Not quite. Accokeek, they were thinking about, boy, it'd be nice if I had incisors, because the #1 song was All I Want for Christmas is my
2 front teeth.
2 front teeth. That is it. That's the end of our game. We'll be back with the wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed this game at home. And boy, experience certainly does count. Both of these teams have been here before, and Bailey was trying her first time here, and she did a wonderful job. Our final tally is Accokeek 145, Martin Luther King 325. So Joshua and Mike and Joseph, congratulations. Super job over there. Miss Butler, I know how proud you are. And Rahel and Kevin, congratulations. We're going to see you in the next round. And Accokeek, let's see some big smiles over here. You guys played a super game. Aaliyah, great to have you back here. Bailey, Spencer, nice to have you here. And Akali, good to have you as part of the team. And Miss Edmondson, thank you for always doing this for us. And we love having you here, and love having you too. Hope you see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. See you then. Bye-bye.